What's up everybody, Chris from Full Steam Designs, and today I'm going to show you how I turn this Milwaukee palm nailer into a planishing hammer for shaping sheet metal. Alright, so the idea is to adapt this to work with regular air hammer bits. Of course I could use CP or other dies, but these are cheap. I wasn't sure this would work, but I had a pretty good feeling about it when I noticed that the bit would actually fit the factory collar and hammered when you put pressure on it. Everything is just a little long at this point. I wanted to do this in a way that wouldn't permanently modify the tool. I figured I could just make a new collar and modify the air hammer bits a little. I got some measurements and jumped into Fusion 360. I 3D printed a couple different lengths. The longer one seemed like it would work the best. I'll put the Fusion and STL file for this on my website for anyone who wants to try it out. It actually fit the shaft of a cut down air hammer bit perfectly and seemed to work as intended. Now that I had a good design, I went ahead and made it out of steel. I actually think a 3D printed one should hold up fine though. If you make one either 3D printed or out of metal, make sure you tag me on Instagram so I can see what you're doing with it. I was originally going to use a set screw to help hold the bit in the collar, but found that they would just back out and the threads would get destroyed. Then it dawned on me that I should probably just cut grooves and use O-rings like a regular planishing hammer die. I used an angle grinder to remove part of the shank before chamfering and cutting grooves on the lathe. This took a bit of trial and error to get a good fit. I ended up taking the nearly half-inch shaft down to 0.4 inches in a couple spots for these O-rings to fit snugly. I faced the flat hammer bit in the lathe, but since I didn't have a radius attachment, I just ended up sanding it to get it a little smoother. In the intro, I was shaping some 50 thou aluminum, but I know everyone is wanting to know if it'll work on steel. Let's try shaping the side of a motorcycle gas tank in some 18 gauge mild steel. I roughed the shape out and used a dish piece of wood with the radius hammer head to get started. Then I switched over to this steel ball with the flat hammerhead. It took a minute to get the feel for it. At first the hammerhead kept falling out. I was holding this thing with a death grip. When I eased up a little bit and just let the tool do the work, everything seemed to go much better. Here's some actual speed footage to show how this thing can work once you finally get in the groove. This piece could still use a little more shape, but it got to this point pretty quick. I think I could probably skip using the concave bit and just go straight to the flat one after roughing the metal out. I'll continue to experiment with this and post updates in the future. If you want to keep up with any projects, make sure you subscribe and check out some of these other videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.